reset where we're at. So, from last week, we are currently into the opening where the Underdark that the bear bat broke open. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to step into that, which we've already done. Then, upon stepping into it, all of you hear in your mind a voice, a feminine voice, calling you imposters and intruders. Now, to pick up where we left off from last week, that has just happened. Shin, our Wood Elf Druid, and his hyenas, they did not get it, but the rest of you also hear, "Come to me now," in your mind. Okay?
Out of character.
Yep.
You're a scout, but a former paladin.
Yeah.
Dude, I just thought of like the most. I wish I was a paladin right now because I just thought of the most epic thing you could do in this particular scenario. You hear this like,
oh yeah, dude. What I think it's my god.
This winch's voice.
Yeah.
And you're like, foul demon, I will slay you, and just go crazy.
Not quite that kind of paladin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be like go berserking towards.
Just start cutting things.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just surprised his character doesn't hate my character instinctively.
well,
That would be amazing.
Remember, he's moved past his most of his paladin oaths.
Okay.
He stole from the church
Also, we
because
haven't
they
like,
were
talked a
evil.
lot. I think you
Yeah.
like.
You
helped
came
me
in like
badly
after the first
flirt,
session.
and then I probably hate you just because of that interaction alone. Not even being,
Oh, yeah.
not even being a demon.
The hand on the butt of
He's like,
Scrack.
oh, a fallen angel. Revisit this later.
Right. All right, so the scene is we've all stepped into the Underdark. It's blue and shimmering lights, bioluminescence, huge giant mushrooms and plants await you. And regular grass and stuff, but a lot of the plants have grown to massive size. So as you hear the words, "Come to me now," the bioluminescence lights up almost like what you would recognize as a landing pattern or something. You know, it glows and fades away. It glows and fades away in a certain direction.
Odds or evens, Garrett?
Evens. It's 7. That's an odd. What do you want to do?
I'm not doing it.
Okay, not doing it.
I
Okay.
was going to just whip it out and start pissing on the bioluminescent plant.
That would have probably not gone well. So
I think actually, now that you bring it up, I think my character does hate you.
there are two distinct paths. One is lighting up and one is not.
So
Both lead to further into the cavern.
I don't have.
I've had a
vision,
serious
correct?
lack of sleep
You know what?
this week.
I don't have dark vision.
No, you don't have dark vision.
I've had a serious lack of sleep this week.
Yep.
And I think I just want that to come out in my character this week.
Okay.
So he's going to be a slightly different personality this campaign. So I'm going to just I'm going to scream at the top of my voice, "Reveal yourself, foul witch!"
Okay. So you're just gonna go straight to it.
Yes.
So
I just want the stupidness to begin.
As he says this, I'm like, I go,
Or what?
like pulling it back up like you were going to, or are you going to get it down? Okay. So all right. So as you say that,
Oh my god.
the bioluminescence pattern goes away and everything returns back to normal blue coloring. Then beneath your feet, you can start to feel the soft moss and soft ground beneath you start to move and undulate slightly. And-
slower.
And you can hear rumblings and crawling noises and things of that nature. From behind the group, close to the entrance of the cavern, emerge. You can't tell from where, but now they're standing beside you. 2 6.5 to 7 foot tall mushroom entities, Myconids, are what they're called.
Now I think
They're also glowing blue.
I think Jeremiah's character said last week that they
Is Braids Cabal Minion banned?
Cabal Minion, no. Black braids. I think it was blue braids that was banned.
Is it?
Hold on.
It's banned.
Oh, it is?
You know, honestly, I'm glad. I really didn't care for that card that much. So,
Hold on now.
I think he said that the Myconids are very peaceful and they pretty much won't attack you if you don't attack them. So
That's correct.
yeah, so I think we can treat these as friendlies.
What do they? What kind of mushroom people do they look like?
So what they're going to look like, and I'll rotate this around. They look a little bit like this. Okay. So they're glowing blue. Just picture one of these not in an attack form. See this big, and I'll put it in front of the
Finish unzipping.
finished unzipping. So fully unzipped. This is what is standing beside them. Basically,
is fire. What is that gonna do?
basically arms at their side.
I just played.
Oh,
at night,
oh no, I'm a bard.
enchantment.
You know,
He was a demon. I think
You're
you were
a
like
bard?
a fallen angel.
No,
I am a fallen angel bard.
Okay.
that are considered
you know what would be really interesting for your character to do, although it would probably be it would negatively impact our campaign,
What?
is to be like, oh sweet, I've had these mushrooms before, and you just grab one and go.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, so continuing. Those two beings emerge from behind you. You feel the ground stop. You hear the voice once more.
That was worse than this.
Do not mistake hospitality for fear. And the way that was lighting up lights up again. The individuals in the party who are looking at the two mushroom people behind you, they flare blue again, and they now have staffs that they've picked up from the ground as they've continued to grow, and these staffs are tipped with jagged crystal-like structures
You say.
of
Whenever I
blue.
commit a crime,
Showing fear is not hospitality. Or
Don't
enacting
mistake
fear.
hospitality for fear.
No, I'm telling them.
whenever I commit a crime,
Trying to enact fear is not hospitality.
red mercenary creature token with.
Who's afraid? As I just drop trow and moon and spank my right cheek.
They are completely unmoved
Oh.
by your indecency, as they are Myconids and have
One
no
of the
butts.
mushrooms walks up behind you, and goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if Myconids have butts. I'll have to look into the lore.
One of the Myconids comes up to me and smacks my hand.
No, yeah, that's what I said. I just went off on a tangent in my own mind for a second. Okay, so what are we wanting to do? You got two big Myconids behind you. Are we going the way we're going, or what are we doing?
We'll follow. I will follow the luminescence.
That way you know
So
not to-
you said there were two paths.
Yep,
One
One
lit
with
up,
my
one
pants around my
not.
ankles.
yep. That's
So
correct.
it's quite obvious that the creepy lady voice wants us to follow the lit up path.
No, I'm just saying, like.
So the question
Yeah,
to the
like-
party
oh, yeah,
is:
yeah.
do we trust the creepy lady voice?
So, yeah, it's
And if we do, then we go that way. And if we say, "Ah, no, she's leading us into a trap," then we go the other way.
Completely up to y'all.
Do I need to use my dowsing rod?
What does that one do again? It looks for what?
He was just gonna piss on her.
Oh,
No. I was literally.
that's what he calls it.
I was going. No, I was literally just going. I was literally just going to follow the bioluminescence. Oh. I did. All right.
Got you. So I don't know where that went. All right, so I would say Jeremiah being or Shin and Calliope being druid and fighter would probably
Be able to
be able
determine this a
to.
little better.
Yeah, but I mean, well, he couldn't be able to speak. He's not a circle of spores. He's an animal handler. I would imagine that he would go forward with the lit up path. Calliope has not been here long enough for me to know her.
Oh, I need to talk with Scrax. Is it Scrax?
Skrek is, we'll say for tonight, Skrek is at the tavern.
Okay, I was gonna see what her opinion was.
I thought she was here.
She's at the tavern. She didn't come running down the.
She was here. You
No.
made her come run
I
down
had
here
my thumb
at the
in.
end.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Skrek is there. I have her information. So she's
Okay,
there.
so I'm gonna turn to Scrack and I'm gonna say, can you believe this lady? I mean, do you?
I've never had anyone speak in my mind before. If they can do that and we don't even see them, then they're clearly powerful. Do I think we could take these two big ass mushrooms? Yes, and leave. But I'm up for whatever we're doing.
I've already walked off, pants around my ankles.
Oh God, he's
Down
waddling
the path or the other path.
Down the
the luminous path.
It looks like we're gonna have to trust the fallen angel.
Oh yeah, because he seems like a real genius right now.
Yeah.
That's an
We're
extremely
gonna have to
valid
trust
point.
that he hasn't doomed us all.
Right. Okay. So
I pulled my pants back up.
okay. So the group walks forward down the path of luminescence, and the two mushrooms following silently behind you. The two Myconids. So you walk for a ways. You see, again, more lush vegetation, moss, very vibrant, colorful around the area.
Oh, okay.
But also eerily quiet. You hear quite enough to drip water from the ceilings in some areas. The cave top of the cavern part is very stalagmites, stalactites, that kind of thing.
While I'm walking, every couple of steps, I'm gonna take like a pebble or something like that, and I'm gonna move it.
Okay. Just mark a path, kind of. Okay. All right. So you guys walk for a little ways. You start to, as you come around a bend, heading further downward into the cavern, you start to see more of these mushroom humanoids, more of these myconids.
Do you see any like landmarks?
As far as landmarks in it, no.
Landmarks, like, just like rocks that look different or something like that.
Roll a d20 for your. Let's see what you can perceive.
Did it actually stick to your head? What have you been doing?
A lot of drugs. I'm a meth addict now.
Oh, geez.
12. Okay, so from your perspective on the ground, you do not see anything that would necessarily stand out. You can tell that you've walked in, around, and down, and are now starting to come back up to an open area in the center. And that's
So
where
I kind of know.
Yeah. It's not a like deceptive path.
Okay.
Like and remember, this is part of the Underdark, but is an encased version of it, more or less. So you continue on, and you see more of these Myconids. They're looking at you, really super strange. Some of them are 7 foot tall, 8 foot tall, just lumbering beings. Some of them are girthier and fleshier than others, and have moss tucked away in their rolls. What are you doing? Okay. But yeah, so that's what you see. Basically, a Myconid colony. And as you progress along this path and upwards back to the center, you'll notice an outcropping of rocks built around the center with a cliff edge on either one that goes down probably 20 feet or so. Nothing crazy, but enough to be a platform in the center. This platform is surrounded by other types of plants, beautiful ferns, things of that nature. And you can see at the center this large bluish encrusted, what I would say almost looks like a geode formed into the very center of that. And sitting atop that geode, you see a large greenish, bluish myconid with a purplish cap, we'll say. You could tell it's a more feminine-esque figure. You can tell some of the myconids have certain features, not features, but body shapes and stuff like that. And you can assess that this could be the one in charge. So as you're walking up there, you're now, we'll say, 15, 20 feet in front of this geode-esque throne, if you will. And that's where you're currently at. So
And looks feminine, correct?
looks feminine. The voice in your head was a feminine style voice. As this Myconid is sitting there, in its hands is also another staff with a bigger piece of this bluish crystalline thing, tied with moss and wrappings and vines and things. And she's just holding her hand.
I say, "Hail, Queen of the Myconids."
She, you could tell she flashes. Her bioluminescence changes a little bit to a slightly darker bluish, almost a royal blue,
As this
just for a moment.
As this is happening,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the vial of the fluid that we got. That was the bioluminescent fluid that we got.
It was
and I'm gonna see if it changes colors when she does.
okay. It does not when she does.
Is the rest of the bioluminescent path glowing the same as this is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it definitely is. All right. So beside this Myconid queen, we'll establish that is the leader of the colony. Everybody roll a d20. Let's see if you can notice something.
Perception,
Yeah, we'll say perception.
24.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. All right.
That says fuck everything.
Sir, roll a d20.
I know it costs 4.
Seventeen.
17. Okay. What did you roll, sir?
13.
13. Okay. So, Xander, and really Surik as well, and some of the other members of the group, including the large Cybertronian that we have there, that is just enamored with everything and looking around at the colors. And actually, since they're not here, I will say that they, as they're walking for the group, the Cybertronian pushes their hand along the crystalline structures and the ore and things that are in the wall, and it changes as it's touched. But you notice it does not do that for any of you. We'll say Shin saw that happening and tried to recreate it, and it did nothing. Only when the Cybertronian touched it.
I'm gonna take the vial and kind of like move it as close to the Cybertronian as I can to see if it changes any in the vial.
It does. It increases in its glow. Yeah. All right. So what you see with your, what you notice. So the queen herself is flanked by 2 Myconids. And hold on.
Thank you.
All right. So we are looking up at the Myconid queen. To both her sides, you notice 2 larger Myconids, both holding, again, the spear situation, or the staff situations. But you also notice that these Myconids, while natural and while part of your surroundings, some of them seem to have metallic or almost a dark metal pieces of their body. They're more than just Myconids. Yes, Jerry. They're more. They seem to be just more. There's their armor looks a little bit different. They're not normal.
They're like
Something
half
is wrong.
Transformer, half.
Do any of them look? How can I say this eloquently as is my way?
Please be
Have you
eloquent.
noticed there's like a couple of cards when you pull out cards?
Like they would come to the bedroom with me.
No,
Okay.
no.
Did you say promiscuous?
I don't even know what that means.
Outright, dude.
There we go.
Okay, so
Well, we can see what his character's interested in doing tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'll-
Fuck him up.
There's always one character.
you'll notice the queen as well. It does have certain bits of her where the metallic style armor that covers pieces of her body seems to be imbued into her, like the fungal growths have grown over parts of the metal. It looks like a part of her. No. So she stands up, and without hearing it in your minds, you hear a voice once again. Why have you come to my kingdom? And the 2 larger ones with the staff step up behind her to basically flank her as she stands there looking down at you all.
Curiosity, my queen.
We've come to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
I was forced to come.
That makes, yeah, it's
I
perfect.
didn't
That makes
actually say
perfect sense.
that. I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah.
You know?
I do say I was forced to come.
I'm sure I totally
That's very
saw
in
that.
character.
I saw that's very in character.
Yes. Yes. Obviously, obviously a demon wizard would know nothing about the Wizard of Oz, so there's no.
So she says
I say curiosity.
curiosity.
We tell her what actually happened.
So you explain the entire story.
A robot broke into a cave,
Our
and
fallen
then we got
angel
curious
friend.
about the lights.
Our fallen angel friend has always had a mushroom fetish. And
Oh
it's a
Lord,
mushroom
there it
stuck
is.
right in the middle of his forehead, and just wants to know who is down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So
Did
moving
you
on
actually
from
say this?
no, moving on from that.
Because that just doesn't even sound like my character.
It
I'm
does
just doing
not.
stupid stuff tonight because I'm
You're
really,
fine.
really tired.
I hear you.
Okay, so you look at her and you say these things that you said. She replies with, "We do not allow outsiders into our circle." Meaning, by that you can assume that she means the area you're currently in.
I'm going to say, and this will be something I
You're the one that
this
lit up the
this
path.
isn't another stupid thing. I'm going to say that. How do I know this guy? Let's say. We have recently discovered, madam, that our lovely bear bat friend seems to have an affinity for this area and possibly to your people. And we're here to support him in his endeavor.
Okay, all right. So, hearing that, she looks, and the Cybertronian again is like with his back to her, or with her back, because remember, the bear bat is a girl, with her back to the queen, and she's basically touching. She has her hand on a wall opposite that, so you all turn to see, and the wall is glowing probably 4, 5, 6 inches and growing and expanding from where her hand is placed, and you can start to see the area where the Cybertronian's hand is. The growths and small vines start to climb out, almost like they're trying to reach her hand. And she pulls away just at the end. The roots recede, the glowing dies down, and the Cybertronian turns to face the queen. "There it is," she says. You hear in your mind.
Oh, one more out of character, just
Okay.
for shits and giggles. When she's talking in her head, I'm gonna say, "Get out of my head, get into my life." Boom.
Okay. Anyway, so I swear we all need to. We need to have a mandatory. Everyone takes a nap in their house before they come to D&D.
I'd like to roll to seduce the Myconid queen.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll.
Wait, can I also roll? Because I think
17?
I rolled bad. Can I also roll?
Roll for what?
To
To
seduce.
also seduce her.
Oh
Sure.
So I did
my
that.
god,
Yeah.
this is gonna
Like
be
a double seduction.
So we got a
Oh my
17.
God.
Let's see who can seduce the Myconid queen.
Oh, you got a 17 already?
Yeah.
Man.
Go ahead.
Wait, no, because it'd
Live
be,
your
it'd be
dream.
funny if it was bad.
It'd be
Like
funny
a two
if
in
you
a
got
row.
night-
2 in a
nat-
row.
Yeah, that or a nat 20.
I will say, if you go ahead and roll it.
I guess.
I think it's a 1.
Yeah, because I was thinking like,
That's a 7 actually. It's
Okay,
not bad.
so-
He looks at you and goes,
No. Here's what happens. You all right? So I'll get to that. Describe your seduction attempt.
I basically employ the method of flattery,
Right.
and
She likes that.
mask wrinkle, mask
and basically no, I compliment her. Her governing abilities, and how her realm has thrived.
Okay.
And basically, in between all that, kind of make it sound like I make it sound like I would very much like to get to know her more in a. I don't know what the equivalent of biblical sense is here.
So upon hearing that,
Emotional.
you attempt as well to walk up. You go to step forward to say something.
Dude, I trip and
Hold
fall.
on. And Skrek Snatcha puts a hand on your shoulder and moves you back.
Oh, okay.
Because she,
That's kind of fun.
yeah, she knows.
Because she's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you were just talking to me like an episode
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, sexy tooth here
God, turn that
says,
down.
you're mine, bitch.
All right, so
So I can't.
what she does do upon you saying that is she steps down the next level, and you can tell by the way she steps, like her body, if it was a feminine body, would definitely have some thickness to it. Like there's some mushroom cake there.
Okay.
Okay, so she just kind of she gets real up close to you, but then again she's drawn, her attention is drawn to the Cybertronian.
You see how aliens reproduce? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, imagine
Oh,
her just
yeah.
like putting a thing in like sticking
Yeah.
it in
So would you like to continue?
I would like to continue to seduce her. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll again. That's a 2.
God damn.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is she's gonna place one of her big meaty mushroom hands on your shoulder, and you're gonna start to feel.
It just says whenever.
She's gonna start to, her bioluminescence is gonna start to fluctuate between blue and green and red, and blue and green and red. And as her hand is on your shoulder, you feel like something pressing into your skin, and you can feel a little bit weaker. Even though you're very strong and you're an ASMR, you start to just feel your essence like being drained, and you can stay, or you can pull away.
Can I try to intimidate her?
Can I make another roll?
Make another roll. Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay. So
No, give me a different die.
here, take the chaos
Nice
dice.
jail.
Yeah, put
Nice
it
jail.
Nice jail.
Dice shield.
Oh, I do have the mask.
We will punish
16.
that.
16. So, again, I ask you, do you want to stay
I
for
will
her?
stay.
So you not only stay, you bring yourself closer, and basically your human or your ASMR human skin, your touches her fleshy but warm and almost slightly
Inviting.
damp body.
Ooh.
Yes, and you can feel the more like small tendrils, almost like something's just trying to burrow its way inside of you.
Is it painful?
It's painful, but it's not that bad. It kind of, you're like, I don't know how to react to this.
You're like,
You are getting weaker, so
you're like,
that was your second, interaction. So are you going to go for a third interaction, or are you going to step away?
How is she reacting to all this?
Her bioluminescence is
Has she said
speeding up.
anything?
No, her bioluminescence is speeding up, flickering faster now.
well, based on the fact that this
This might be sex for their species.
this is a matriarchal society, and you probably don't see a whole lot of men around. It may be that men are
Let's-
sacrificial.
Let's be remember this has to go on places, so let's keep this as close to cool as we can.
Okay.
But-
I will detach at this point.
You will detach and
I will detach respectfully.
respectfully, so you'll just kind of like bow out and step away.
Was it as good for you
She-
as it was for me?
In your mind, you hear her voice, but it's slightly more exasperated than it was. It would almost seem like she's out of breath as she speaks in your mind, and she says, "You left. I was nearly there."
Oh God. Oh,
And then
God.
she pushes you to the side and goes back to focus on the Cybertronian. And you
I should
all-
have waited one more turn.
You all
Yeah,
hear.
then you would have had stuff flying out of your belly.
You all hear as she points her staff to the Cybertronian, and the end of it begins to glow. What is this?
So then I'm gonna draw.
Where has this come from? Because she's never seen.
That is what we're
That's
trying
not
to
true.
figure out. I don't think he
You
fully
see what I
remembers
was
what he
trying
can.
to-
Is there going to be any
So what am I
after
doing now?
effects?
You take 5. Take 5 damage.
Take 5 damage.
Yeah, he'll take 5.
Well, I was at 20, right?
Yeah, so you're at 15 right now.
God, I took a quarter of my health.
Hey, she was trying to get all she could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd have just stayed, you'd been all right.
If you had just stayed, I would have been rolling a new character.
Yeah, probably. You'd have been fully assimilated.
A whole ass mushroom.
Fallen ASMR mushroom, Myconid, whatever. All right, so
One of us.
you say that you're also trying to figure out what this thing is. The bearbat would also can't communicate, telepathically, but you notice that its, glow, the Cybertronian's glow from the inside also begins to fluctuate, as well as the queen's, and you can see them going back and forth between different colors, blues and vibrant reds and greens and purples, and you guys are just standing there watching.
If I look over at him where he had some stuff in his belly, is his belly starting to glow any or anything like that?
No, she withdrew.
Okay, so there wasn't any left residual
No.
mushroom goo or anything
Any
like
residual goo left on his body? No.
On my body?
Yeah, from her.
Hey, I will.
No,
my
okay,
body.
we're moved on. We're
that.
moved
Okay.
on.
Just,
All
just, just want to make sure I understand exactly what's going on here.
So, as they're
like fucking grows like an alien like mushroom.
as they go back and forth, you can see they finally stop, and she steps back one step. He is part of. She hesitates. You can hear in her mind. Part of my circle. How can this be? We are but one. There can be no others. So you can hear that she's not only concerned but also confused herself as to what's going on. Of our kind. We are a circle.
I can only swing the point creature.
Eons ago.
Yeah. So she
Past turn.
returns and sits down on her throne, and again, all right, let's roll perceptions. So roll a d20.
Fuck. 3.
4. Wow.
10.
I was at 10. I thought I said 4.
It is 4. But I know the perception
Oh.
of my character.
Yeah.
20.
Nat 20. All right, so Ekthor, the older gentleman, as she sits, your eyes linger on this throne, this seat, and you can tell again it's more rocky than, it's not a plant. There's slight growth on it, but it's not a plant. It is more of a geode, and you can tell that there's bluish glow emanating from that, very similar to the bluish glow that's emanating from most of the area. She sits upon her throne, and she says, in your minds, obviously, I have no words, but you must all go. Leave now and do not return.
Well, that's enough for me. Guys, ready to go?
All the time, sudden, I pull out my sword of power and go, by the power of Grayskull, I have
Starts
the power.
just starts hacking mushrooms.
Wait, did you just
No.
attack the mushrooms?
And I put
I would. So, as she sits there, the Cybertronian climbs the steps one at a time. Climbs the steps,
And I'll
and you can tell the two other
sight
Myconids.
beyond sight.
The two other Myconids, her basically what looked to be her guardians, step forward, spears braced or staffs braced, pointing at the Cybertronian. The Cybertronian walks up, and again the rocks, the crystalline structures, meet and glow, and what you see is the energy from these staffs that that some of the Myconids control has so much energy in the front of it that you can almost see faint wisps of and trails of energy coming from them into the Cybertronian, and what was a very faint glow becomes just a fire of blue all through the cracks and the different pieces of the Cybertronian, and they are basically infused with energy.
I could draw another
And that's
land.
what you're witnessing before you. You hear, stop, step away, in your mind, and she flashes enough for the bearbat to recognize and step back, and that's where we're at right now. Does anybody want to do anything or make any moves? So the Cybertronian is standing there, basically
they're
fully
glowing together. You said
Yeah.
something about the spears.
Yeah, they step back. and the queen has said stop.
And
So does anybody want to do anything right this second?
why? 'Cause if
Well, I think
Can I do like a perception check on the queen if she's gonna like ready in action or something?
Yeah. I'll be good.
a 3-3, a 2-2,
A 3? You don't know anything.
a flying 3.
You're looking for the fastest way out of here.
Is my connection to the queen. Do I feel like she is getting agitated?
With your connection to her, you can almost feel that the lingering essence of her connection does pull at you, and you can tell you almost feel more anxious. Like, imagine this is kind of above character, but imagine an infrasound. Do y'all know what infrasound is? It's like the sound the tigers make and shit. That kind of feeling, like really uneasy. You know, the fear and anxious is starting to build inside of you.
So
you can tell the situation's not getting better right
So
now.
I'm in between the queen and the Cybertronian.
You're basically beside the Cybertronians up here. You're down the step, and the queen's on her throne over there.
So how did you get in between? Like,
It walked up. So she pushed you aside. You're standing on the step. It walked
okay.
up the step past you to stand in front of her.
I would like to
guards.
move forward and get in between the two.
Any damage.
Okay.
so. Out of character, I think that the bearbat needs to get some of these crystals because they are
Now,
the
that being said,
I forgot what the word is for that stuff, but it's the stuff that they use for energy on Cybertron or whatever. So Energon.
It is Energon. Very
So-
very
so-
perceptive of you.
So he needs, and obviously my mage would have no understanding of Transformers.
It just knows there's energy transfer happening.
But
Being-
out of character, he needs to get some of this before we leave.
All right.
This is completely useless to any of us unless we had some high enough technology to use it. So it's not going to do anything for us. So
Would-
I personally don't care either way, but we got to, for his sake, he's going to want to get some.
Being a fallen angel,
okay, well, here,
being there at the creation and all that good garbage.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Would I know that?
Give me more.
Am I innumerable years of watching?
I will draw 4 cards.
Would I be able to tell that that's what the Cybertronian is after? Is the Energon?
No, I can't tell you why, but no, not unless you. Okay, I'll tell you what. Roll a d20 for like a history check.
All right, history.
Nope, you don't know anything. You know, some glowing rocks and some, again, an energy transfer is clearly taking place. So,
Can I try and? Is it apparent that that's what the Cybertronian is after?
you could pretty much discern that from the situation. Yes.
Then I would like to look to the Queen and ask if it appears that your crystals are very precious to the Cybertronian, and that
Had
it,
some lands in here.
would you be willing? What would it take for you to part with some of them?
I would rephrase
Put your names
that.
into.
I would say- Since my understanding is that your circle is your family, and as you stated earlier, he is part of your family.
Yeah.
As a parting gift, do you have something that you would like to give a departing family member as
All right.
we leave?
I'm gonna pay all 5.
So as that situation's happening, you're stepping up there to try
He's
to
got flying,
dissolve the
critical.
situation. The two with the staffs are still, they're guarded right in front. They're holding their staffs across their bodies. The queen, after taking a moment,
These go in
relents and she raises her, fleshy hand, and the guardsmen step to the side. While I do not understand how this creature, this machine, is family, it is nonetheless our family. It is part of us, and we are one with it.
See what's
If
wrong with it, but there's a couple
it
of cards already
needs
taken out, stuff like that.
Our
I
power,
definitely need to take this card out.
it will leave with our power. It will, and you
I started
will
off good, man. I was
leave
quick with the
now
fire spells.
with my blessing and in peace or there will be consequences. And she waves a hand to one of her guards, who hands over its staff. It's large, probably. Again, this thing's huge, so the staff alone is probably 6, 7, 8 feet, or 6 or 7 feet, with blue crystals embedded in the top of it. Take this, and I will see to it that there is more for you near the exit.
She's saying this to Bearbat.
She's saying it to all of you. Yeah, she's fluctuating the energy to the Transformer, the Cybertronian, so that it can understand it.
Nothing happens.
The glowing inside of the Cybertronian dies down and is back to its normal state. But it turns to each of you and nods and walks away, back towards the path that you came.
I start walking with him.
I make the.
Okay, so I would assume Shin will follow, Calliope will follow, Skrek will follow. Although Skrek is kind of glancing around. Hold on, let me roll for Skrek real quick. 15. Skrek is able to find. No, they don't have anything. There's no plants or anything that she can take. So, is everyone leaving? Are you following the?
I mean, there's nothing here for me unless I'm gonna try to detect if there's anything that's magical that I would be interested in as I'm leaving, and possibly maybe explore the other path that's not glowing.
Okay. All right. So, by looking for things that are magical, you obviously detect this huge, bits and amounts of fluctuating energy around you. You also pick up a very strong signature from
How strong is your creature?
this pendant-esque armor situation that the queen wears on her shoulders. Very intricately, looks like it's carved, different motifs on it, stuff like that, and a single red
How
gem
strong is your
at the center of it, and it's the only bit of red that you can see in the entire area.
Don't do that.
But other than that, there's no clearly magical
Can
item.
I sense anything holy or unholy? Or
So that one instead.
Because that one says, I chose it's flying.
No, not from this area.
How is it in your way?
but from in the cavern?
From in the cavern, there is.
Now that that's
Again, this is you're basically in a very large
I'm gonna swing 6'5" and
like-
at you.
terrarium.
Okay.
It's a enclosed dome
They're both
cave
flying.
cavern.
And they're both flying and trampled.
Okay.
From my understanding,
And then it
of,
So they haven't
says
dug too greedily or too deep.
after
my understanding
whenever
of
Bloodthirster deals
It's very possible they haven't dug at all.
Untap it. After this,
my understanding of Arcana and deep
That's why you
magic. Do I recognize this pendant as anything?
and and I have
You recognize
I'll pay
the
3, and I'll make
pendant
Martin mill 2 cards.
as just a regular gem that can
Am I confused? Did I do stupid? Plan?
hold some type of energy. It would almost be like
It stores a spell.
it stores something, but it's not something. It's not like beaming magical energy. It's more of what
It's a fairly common item.
It's more of what I mean. She's a queen. She's
Yeah,
you
she
know,
probably received it as a gift from somebody at some
correct.
point.
She's It could have been
Tribute or something like that.
Oh,
could have been any number of things. It's not a huge magic. It's not holding any kind of magic for her or any of that nature.
Okay.
All right. So as we're going back towards the front or towards the exit entrance of the cavern, what's on everybody's mind?
All right, so I want to check out the second path that we didn't take just to see what's down there.
Well, you know what? I won't do that to you.
For reference as well, that you walk through the Myconid colony itself, but at the what you can tell to be the outer edges of it, no Myconids follow you further. They're assuming that you're leaving.
He's monocolored.
I'm going to take out my flashlight
noticed
that I made,
your shirt's color.
and I'm going to shine it down the unlit path.
Okay.
Can I help him like percept it?
This is why you want
So both of you roll a d20.
Alright, Garrett, I gotta get going.
All right, I'll roll for you if we do anything crazy. We shouldn't be doing too much else, probably.
Yeah, that
17.
sucks. I feel like I should have had another additional ability.
5.
That's
5.
so cool.
Okay.
I just need to-
So you don't really see much,
No
but
shit. No shit.
you can see that the path, while this one went to the left and around, this one goes more to the right and down into a darker area with not as much bioluminescence, actually. It's kind of darker, that area.
Leave me alone.
That's what you see. Now, by the entrance, what you do see
Or
are...
I kill your commander.
Hey, is this your
Oh,
vape?
my commander?
oh,
Hey, you forgot your pin.
Upon that, you see a
Yeah. I can
mushroom-esque, it's kind of like a rooted container. Just a little self-sized container.
This is on his other path.
No, this is near the exit. This is what was promised to you. And it carries 4 jagged crystals. But they're hand size. I mean, they're fairly
I'm
nice.
gonna let the bear bat handle that. It's his business.
Actually, the Cybertronian picks them up, and there is
I'm gonna tell you this.
7 mana.
a more of a glowing reaction. It's reacting to the crystals. The crystals are reacting to it, so it sets them back down. And we'll say Calliope stowed them in her pack and we'll put it in the cart. So you could tell that the interaction between the Bareback, Cybertronian, and the crystals was not one that it wanted at that time. So you could do that. You gotta go? It's like 8:30.
How much longer are we playing?
Probably 30 minutes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What happened to your neck, dude?
Cancer.
Oh, that's. I thought that was. I don't remember seeing that before.
That's graft versus host.
So we are
No, because you have
at the bridge, the breaking point,
For
the
now.
split. And again, you see that Calliope has stowed those crystals in her pack.
no, you got rid of those.
Are we leaving,
Okay.
or are we going to explore the other path?
I didn't want to
Got rid of the
pass.
protection.
I know.
We want to see what's down the path so that we can be
You might
done
make
with
a
the
better
cave.
one.
And then when we start next time, we can actually come back into town.
Yeah.
So
So
we don't want to come back to the cave again.
I feel like Xander would have wanted to explore the path. I also feel like we don't really have
I'd have to do the math.
any roguish type people. We do have a
He is,
Birdman.
yeah.
Your
He's a
ranger,
scout.
yeah. So why don't you
Going first. I can go in first.
why don't you fly? You can fly low. It's a
Yeah.
huge
I
cavern.
get what you're saying.
Now the bioluminescence has died down, right?
It's
So
very faint from
it's
that area.
fairly dark.
Couldn't I
yeah.
just gotten
So,
something that
I'm-
was bioluminescent and just
Maybe he
kind
gives me a better
of carry
one.
it
I'm
with
gonna
me?
loan
Then I
him
come
my
back to you,
home
see if you make a better one than
Okay.
that
I'll just do
one.
it that way.
All right, so roll a d20.
What I meant to do.
Can I just get one of your dice, man?
Crush skull.
Can I just buy you more like actual D&D dice and not just the.
I got packs of them. I'll bring some next time. All right, so 14. So you begin to fly up. You're shining that down. You follow the path. You can see that it goes around the bend, down into a darker area where the bioluminescence kind of fades in and out of that area. Not a huge extension of the cavern, but you can tell it's different. Again, it's darker. It's maybe hazier, I would say.
Left turn.
You just fly around and you can pretty much see the same type of flora and fauna, or not flora and fauna, just flora.
Can I make like a history check on that?
You can, well, you wouldn't really need a history so much as you're just seeing the same thing. It's just darker. You can also see, again, it's hazy, but it's almost like a
Like hue?
greenish hue close to the ground, like a smog layer almost. So that's what you see. What would you like? Would you like to fly back and tell everybody, or you
Can I
want to
make,
fly
like, an
down?
investigation check on the hue?
You can if you would like to fly down and check it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now your flashlight. Please remind me what your flashlight is.
It is a.
Is it a literal torch?
No. It is
Oh, that was a lighter.
It's a stick
Yeah.
with a coin attached to it.
Oh, yeah, light.
That has light cast on the coin so that it's broadcasting out.
Well, that's not nearly as fun as what I was imagining.
Nah,
So-
we don't want to use something that might cause something
Right,
to catch
damage,
on fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you go down and you look like Harry Potter with your little wand. And you're looking. Are you on the ground? Like you want to land on the ground, or you want to hover?
Yeah, I'll kind of just hover.
All right. So as soon as you come close to the ground, you flap your wings. You can see
Kinda
that
like
this.
sniff if it's like a smelling, if I can smell something. Or...
Roll another d20.
Yeah, you're
So
pretty much
this
God.
green hue comes
I'll
up
just tell you,
and is now kind of circulating in the air.
Are you swinging out now?
I'm gonna divide this slightly.
It's a heavy 20.
I'm just
All
putting
right.
that out there.
So as you're flying, you're gonna start to
woozy.
yeah, you're gonna start to feel woozy a little bit, and you're flapping, but roll again.
Hunter's dice.
That's
Make
fine.
sure. Oh, that's your die. Okay.
So roll it
Yeah,
again.
let's see if it fakes.
Yeah,
You did. Yeah.
Were you? I didn't. I couldn't
12.
feel
Okay.
you.
Better.
You managed to right yourself. You're now flying along the path you were going. You're trying to shake it off. You do start to see movement in the
Am I
shadows.
losing any health? Or
But-
anything?
Not yet.
Remember,
So
I'll
that's
let you
the
go.
second.
I'm still.
So
playtesting.
you're flying along slowly, trying to regain your
You don't want to hit on
composure.
fresh man,
You do notice
Why
movement
wouldn't you want to?
in the shadows, kind of at the edge of your light.
Even it on.
What would you like to do?
Right. So if I get a 1 or a 20, it'll also.
Can I make like an insight check? Would that
You
be-
can, but you're going to take disadvantage from being still woozy.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'll do whatever you can do. Whatever you want to do.
I'll go even.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
You said there's like shadows moving.
you can definitely see movement
Even.
from where you are. Is
Are they
definitely
like
wasn't
close
just-
by?
No. Like I said, they're just at the edge. They're staying in the darkness beyond your.
I just try to keep flying
Yeah, we're
back
all
to
back
where
in it.
the other people
Well,
are.
Okay, so you're gonna fly down, fly around, and you're gonna circle back and land. You managed to stay out of the dust or whatever it was that was on the ground because you didn't. The stuff that made you feel bad. You flew back and you can land and tell
I'm
everyone
gonna
what
pay
happened.
3 or
So
4.
upon hearing this, I would say, let's see.
Yeah, 4.
Okay,
I'm gonna
Shin
put
is gonna
small
know
paper.
that obviously sounds like a bad situation, and given the fact that there is no bioluminescence over there, it's probably poison spores.
I am going to
Based on your reaction, how you were feeling.
I fucking told y'all we should have left. I almost died.
So,
I'm gonna
what is
play Bloodthirst.
I know what you want to do. You ready to leave? What are you thinking?
You have 2 triggers.
You can go in there, old man. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna do
I
much
don't
better.
know that there's any benefit for us to go down there.
Okay.
So we can.
And this will be
Okay.
transformed.
All right, and with that, the group,
Almost as if the Birdman was right.
and with that, the group exits back out into.
I think
We
sir,
would've-
after being
We would have at some point.
Jesus.
Somebody would have been like, "I wish we would have checked and see what was in the other path." So at least we checked. And
I mean, I just did the DM. I don't know what
I
y'all
think
do.
Surik,
Watch your
since
head.
he was like kind of in like a
Doesn't matter. So this
What's it
is
called,
gonna trigger off this. I'm gonna draw.
overall like being told what to do all his life. I think now he's like more snippy because
Yeah.
he's never had that before.
That's good backstory. I like that.
Each opponent.
So, the group leaves
Or I mean,
the
each player.
Underdark-esque cavern
It
and
says
is now
the
back
player
out
enters
into
the
the
battlefield. Each player's-
partially collapsed cavern. We're going to go ahead and end it there for tonight. We'll take a short one since everybody's kind of leaving and we haven't got that many people. But if you made it this far, I
So
thank you guys for hanging out, and I appreciate you guys actually sitting in.
Yeah.
And anybody that watches this video, thank you very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.